We're live, it looks like. You are live, it says. Nice. So, hello, everyone. I am here with my friend Cam, and we are going to talk about Ken Follett.
All
So,
right.
Cam, why don't you
Yeah.
tell everybody why we're doing this on Halloween?
Uh, World Without End.
Yep. So, World Without End opens at like 2 a.m. on November 1st. So, it's basically Halloween. And according to Ken Follett, they used to lock themselves up in the cathedral, sorry, all night on Halloween. I guess so the evil spirits couldn't get them.
Yeah, or something, and then they slowly start the next service at sunrise, scaring all the evil spirits away, making a great racket and something like that.
Traumatizing children, and yeah, didn't sound like fun.
No.
But so you've only read the Kingsbridge books, right?
Yes. Yeah. Just the
Okay.
yep. Just
So
those.
there's 5 of those, and you've read all of them, right?
Yes. Yep. I have. Yep.
So even the prequel too, right?
Yes. The evening in the morning, or the
That's
dawn.
like the most bizarre title. It has nothing to do with anything going on.
Yeah. Yeah. It was weird because all the other ones are like biblically inspired, and this one, evening in the morning. Okay.
I think he just ran out of like, I don't know, big huge sayings. Like I didn't know the pillars of the earth was from the Bible until I recently. I think it's from like First Samuel or something.
Yeah.
Like the pillars of the earth are the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
something
So,
like that. And then
yeah.
world without end is from a prayer,
Yes.
the glory be prayer.
Yeah.
And what's a column of fire?
Well, that's what when in Exodus, when Moses was leading the Israelites out of Egypt, the Spirit of the Lord went before the Israelites by a pillar of fire, a column of
Oh,
fire,
cool.
and by night and by day it was a cloud or something like that.
And the armor of light.
The armor of light is, I'm assuming it's supposed to be the reference to the armor of God, which Paul
Yeah,
talks about in
that's what
Ephesians.
that's what I would think too.
Yeah.
So I bought Circle of Days pre-order, and I'm still
Oh,
only halfway through it. So
it's that
I'm
it's that good,
normally
huh?
I like fly through things, or at least can Follett stuff. But yes, I'm working at a new school district. I'm running debate and one act play. So
Wow.
Hollow Babylon Man. I don't think that's directed at me, but
No, that's one of my friends.
okay. Yeah. So it's embarrassing, but I'm still only halfway done with it. And I sent you some screenshots of some of the words, and it's like there's no doubt it's a Follett book.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
So normally when I make a stream, I normally send out like a Google like sheet or something with like all the talking points. Today I did not do that. I have been super busy with debate and one act play at school that I stay until 6:30 or yeah, 6:30. So I go from 7:30 to 6:30
Oh,
every day except Wednesday and Friday. So 3 days a week I am 45 minutes away just dealing with
oh man,
children all day long, but
no
it's
thanks.
fun and it's worth the stipend. And yeah, so that's why I wasn't totally prepared for this, but so I think probably a good place to start would be reading order. What order do you think these Kingsbridge books? Maybe we should describe a little bit of what Kingsbridge is about first for the people watching, but then we can get
Sure.
into reading order. So, how, like, if you were to summarize the series, do it for
Uh,
us.
okay, if I were to summarize a series, I'd say it's the goings on, the hap.
Oh, you're frozen. He
Oh,
froze.
am I
The
back?
goings on, and it sounded like you started to say the happenings, and then you froze.
Yes, the happenings of a medieval town. Well, not all only medieval, because it goes each book it progresses a couple hundred years. So
Mm-hmm.
a fictionalized town in England, and the characters around it, the drama.
Mm-hmm.
It's based on the Kingsbridge Cathedral being built in the first book, well, the first published book.
Yeah.
And it's so much more than that, though.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it's like intentionally amazing in some places and unintentionally amazing and intentionally hilarious in some places and unintentionally hilarious in others.
Yes.
And I had a thought in my head. I feel like Kingsbridge is fictional, but I feel like Ken Follett said it was in the South. So I'm gonna look up where is Kingsbridge.
Where he would have put it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know exactly. I know there's a Kingsbridge festival that goes on every year.
Yeah.
Based around the books, but it's not a real place.
So now this is just saying it's a fictional town, but evidently there is a real town in Devon, England named Kingsbridge.
Oh.
Yeah. So where does Kingsbridge Fest or whatever takes place?
I just saw a clip of it on YouTube.
Yeah, I've seen it too. Let's see. Kingsbridge Festival, Kingsbridge Fair. Ken Follett author. I don't want to watch the reel. I just want to see where this is.
Where is it?
Well, yeah. I feel like I heard he said it was like by Melcombe, but I don't know where that is.
Yeah,
Melcombe, England. Let's see. Melcombe Regis is an area of Weymouth in Dorset. So is this in the South? It looks like it might be. So just give it a second. It is indeed in the South. Okay. So it looks like this Melcombe place is right across the English Channel from Cherbourg, which we hear about Cherbourg or Cherbourg. Yeah. So let me see. Let me do my share screen thing. And let's see. How do I haven't streamed in so long I can't even remember how to do this. Okay, come on. Yeah. Here it is. So share screen. Yes. And let's do the one of the map. And can you see it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is Melcombe. And if we scroll in, here is Cherbourg. So a lot of the characters are from this town in Normandy. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So evidently it's somewhere around here.
That makes sense of everything that goes on.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think they might call this. Well, I know this little boot thing right here. Can you see my cursor?
Yeah, barely.
Okay. I know the green. It's big and green. You can see it. You say.
Yeah.
I know that this little area, at least in Crusader Kings, is called Cornwall, and I mean I know what Cornwall is. I'm not dumb, but I know Bristol. They call it the West Country. So I don't know if this would fall into the West Country.
I wonder if there's a map in this book right here.
I imagine. Oh, just imagine having something like that right next to you. Is there a map? Oh my gosh, the hair. It was written in 1989 for those that don't know, and I think we can tell with the Follet hair there.
There's not look to be a map.
It's a little bit different in Circle of Days. Let's see if we have it.
He's probably a little older in Circle of Days.
Maybe. I have to go get the cover because I take the cover off to read. So, of course, I happen to have it right here. And it's him standing outside of Stonehenge. Because, yeah, it's about Stonehenge. So
I wonder how close to Kingsbridge would Stonehenge have been? Where exactly is Stonehenge?
I think it's near Bristol. I don't think it's that far from Bristol. And it looks like, I mean, obviously we're American. We have a different perception of just geographical distance than the Englanders do. And Ken Follett himself is Wales. So let me just put Melcombe to Stonehenge. It is an hour and 40-minute drive. So to them, I think that would be far. But to us, that's like right around the corner.
Yeah. Because I don't think there's any mention of like a circle of stones in Kingsbridge.
No, no.
What's that?
No, they talk more about
rocks.
Normandy.
Oh yeah, but yeah. So I guess how did you get into what made you want to read Ken Follett? This big giant book. What possesses someone to want to read a 1,000-page book about building a cathedral?
My parents were into it, and so I first read it when I was 16. And then I read it again, started reading it again in 2013 and couldn't make it through. It was a very different experience. Made it all the way through in 2018, but when I was 16, I thought it was like peak literature. Like I wanted to be Ken Follett. Like I thought this was like Pulitzer brilliance. And then I read it again in 2013 and I was like, what is this? And then I read it again in 2018. I was like, I don't know what it is, but I love it kind of thing. And then so that was the last time I read it. In 2018, start of 19 was when I read World Without End. And then I read in 2020, The Evening and the Morning, because I actually got that on KU, which was awesome. So I haven't paid for that book, but I've read it. And then I read A Column of Fire, I believe in 2023 or 2022. And last year I read, or 2 years ago,
when it came out, Armor of
Light.
When
it came out. So I think it came out in 2023, actually. So no, so 2022 was A Column of Fire, and then 2023 was The Armor of Light. And yeah, I'm biased because it's me, but I really think that's the best reading order.
Yeah, I just did. I think I did publication order. Yeah, because I went the first three, then the fourth, and then of course the last one. Because I read it all in a year. Yeah. I did audio, so I did just straight through. It was my first audiobook I listened to, and I've been hooked ever since. I mainly do audiobooks now, and
What's the narrator's name? Because he's great. You said John.
Yeah, John Lee. Yeah,
okay, he's awesome.
I will just get on Audible and look up everything he's narrated, and I'll listen to a book just because he narrates it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, with Kindle Unlimited, it also came with the option, like it also came with the audiobook, so it was amazing. But when I was reading it versus listening to it, the pronunciations of the French names were different. So instead of like Derbert, it would be like Derber. And I was like, who are you talking about? So I couldn't follow it on audiobook. And I did recently try to read World Without End on audiobook to prepare for this, but it was too cringe. I couldn't take it. So you want to go into the cringe? Because there's multiple types of cringe in the Ken Follett. I'm just going to call it like social cringe of just characters with the worst social skills in existence, all in the same place for like 50 years, just running around living their lives.
Yeah, like they never grow up in a certain sense. They still have that same awkwardness through their whole lives. I guess maybe some people are like that, but I guess when you see someone start their lives, young, and then the whole book, every book follows the same characters over their whole life, and so you see them grow up and change, but they don't completely change. They still have some of those awkward traits that you see them as they have it as children.
Yeah. And what's funny is I find the internal dialogue and monologue of these characters just really bizarre. And this is not something that's just in Kingbridge. There's a character in Winter of the World, which is
at the second one in the Century
second
trilogy.
One in the God, I can't think of it at the moment.
The Century trilogy.
Yeah, in that one.
Yeah.
There's a character called Lloyd who has the most bizarre thoughts there are. Like, this character's having a miscarriage, and he's like, well, this isn't sexy. It's like, okay, I wouldn't think so. But, like, why would your mind even go there?
Yeah.
But for some reason, Follett's does, and so do his characters. It's just really, really funny to me.
Yeah,
but you and I also discovered ChatGPT pretty much through Follet.
We did
us making asking.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
remember?
Having.
Yeah, so I'm in my gallery right now trying to So let's
generating.
scroll
Yeah.
back. Okay, who do we want to see first?
Well,
I
there's
have a few.
uh, well, of course, the favorite best girl, Gwenda.
Yeah. Okay. So he loves Gwenda. I love Gwenda. She's awesome. Let me find her because there were a few different ones. So while I'm looking, tell us what you so admire about Gwenda.
Oh, it's just the tenacity.
Yeah.
She's just um well, in World Without End, the second book in
Hmm.
the Kingsbridge series opens up with her on November 1st in
Yeah.
church are starting to
Oops.
uh
Sorry.
uh everyone's waking up, they're starting their service, and she's getting up the urge to steal from the nobleman
Uh-huh.
in front of her because her father's a uh,
Bad
what was his
guy.
name? Jovi. Was that his name?
Maybe I just really messed up these screens. I'm sure people are like, you're giving me a seizure with what you're doing. But okay, so I'm
But
going to remove that from the stage and let's try to add it again. There we go. Okay, that is our girl Gwenda. And you said, like, she is described as looking like a rodent. That doesn't
yeah,
look like a rodent to me.
no, like
No. So
I'm
you're like, oh,
imagining.
I thought she was going to be uglier.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think,
Imagine
yeah.
no, like
So
less draw. She has too much of a chin in that picture. That's why I was like,
does she?
she needs to be
Here,
more
let's ask
rodent-like.
Chat GPT. Make her look more like a rodent. And we'll just give it a second and see what it comes up with. Ooh, it went away. Wait, what? What?
Just looking at your whole
Modify
gallery.
appearance to rodent. Oh goodness, let's see what this comes up with.
She just, no matter what happened to her, and a lot freaking happens to her over this her whole life, and she just keeps getting up, getting back up, and
Yeah,
never stopping. Maybe sometimes goes a little too far, but
yeah,
she just
for
never,
real.
yeah, never gives up and pays off in the end. And her conversation, her inner dialogue is sometimes it's witty, it's funny. You know, she's just a very resilient character.
She is, and I love how. So you said she does go too far. Um, she essentially to get her husband, we'll say grapes him,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like I mean,
Takes
not essentially,
advantage
she
of him.
does,
Yeah.
and it. But she definitely knew how to get what she wanted with her limited means. Oh, it's coming through.
it's
I
it's
am so
working.
scared.
It's just a rat face, little like a
A guinea
giant
pig.
human rat, or yeah.
Oh my gosh. Do you
No,
see it?
I see an ear.
I'm
Oh my
terrified.
gosh. Well, it's Halloween, so
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Now
Okay,
it's
that's
red
too
wall.
much. That's
People
too
say
much.
pillars of the red wall is just pillars of the earth with rodents. So
Is it
Oprah
really?
image is
I've not.
created. There she
Wow,
is.
that is wow.
Oh, that is uncanny. We're gonna take that off the screen because I don't want to look at it. Remove. And so I asked it, let's go back to the library. I asked it to produce an image of Merthin. I do not like Merthin. So Merthin is Ken Follett's like biggest fail at a hero. He's the main character in World Without End. He's like the male lead.
Hmm.
And he's just an idiot. Like, and he's the Karis and Merthin love story. So this was the here. Oops. What am I doing? All right. So
I also just feel like if you've read one Ken Follett book, he has a formula that he seems to stick
he
through
definitely
too.
does. And people are like, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And
Yeah,
there's truth to
yeah,
that. But at the same time, it's like, let me see you grow as a writer. So
yeah.
this is supposed to be Merthin Bridger. And then I called out Chat GPT. I was like, wait, isn't he supposed to have bushy red hair? And it was like, oh yeah, he was. So here you go. This is that's what bushy red hair looks like to Chat GPT. And according to Chat GPT, this is Karis. Um, I like Karis in a way. To me, she feels like a nymphomaniac, but I mean, come on, like seriously. But at the same time, you know, I did like how she was like madly in love with Merthin, and then by the time he leaves and then comes back, like her priorities has changed. She wants to open the hospital, and Merthin's like, "Marry me right now," and she's like, "No, I kind of want to do something else." You know, it's
Yeah.
been 10 years. I'm a little bit over you, and then they really don't get over each other. But yeah,
I forget, why does Merthin leave? I
because she's
forget.
forced to join the nunnery because
I
she's
remember
accused of
that.
witchcraft.
Yeah, because she's talking to herself, trying to dye figure out how to dye the wool red, and she's talking
Mm-hmm.
to herself.
And they searched her, and she had a mole, and so they
Yes,
thought
and
that was the third nipple.
you
And
had,
so okay, they're like,
Mordecai, the crazy
yeah,
monk,
yeah,
gives this big warring speech about
yeah.
this. It's the devil. Use it to suck. Oh, that was weird. But
It
it was
is
great.
so
It was
weird.
great though, because
Yeah,
that character was so over the top. I think his name
all
was
of his
Mordecai.
characters are over the top,
Yeah, in a
and
way.
in
Yeah.
a way, they really don't
Yeah.
feel like real people.
The-
Um, and I don't like the thing is, I had someone tell me that in Ken Follett's um, intro to the Pillars of the Earth, he was like lamenting that he had never won any awards, and it just makes me wonder if there is any self-awareness there. That like, does he know what he's writing, or does he think he's writing Wolf Hall? Like,
yeah, because I guess he got his start writing thrillers, like World War II thrillers. That's where he made his money.
yeah.
And then when he was approached his publisher saying, "I want to write a book about building cathedral," because I mean that's still it's fascinating, but his publishers were like,
That's
that
not what you do.
thrillers, even though,
Yeah.
yeah, boring."
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's complete opposite of boring. I think especially the first book and the third book are really. The second book's not bad. I wouldn't say any of the books are really bad. They just the second book has slog, some slog to get through.
Mm-hmm.
But
By second, you mean World Without End.
yes,
Like you're
World Without
talking
End.
in
Yeah,
publication order. And
yeah,
yes, it
publication
does.
order.
And that's definitely his weirdest. I would say that is by far his weirdest book.
Yeah,
He does say that he took 7 years to write it. Um,
I mean,
and I can tell.
a
It's
lot
like, where
happens.
was your editor? Cut out some of this stuff. Like, tell the guy no. Like, we don't
Yeah,
need them playing doctor in the forest. Like, no. We can only read about two weird people banging so many times before it starts to like wear on us.
yeah. I get to those parts, just flip, 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 flip. Okay, that's
Like, see,
okay.
I've said those parts don't bother me. It's the social situations that really make me uncomfortable, especially when like when I was listening to like Merlin go gaga over Karis just in his thoughts of like how amazing she was, I was getting so embarrassed.
It's
Like I
getting
had to turn it off. I just
secondhand
couldn't handle it.
embarrassment. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's a.
This I did not know.
Oh yes, it is. It's a visual novel. It's like a choose your own adventure type of
You know
game.
what? I think I have seen that. Yeah. Yeah.
I have it for like I've
Mhm.
got it for like 99 cents, and I have never played it. It's
Why
based
not
on
just
the
play
book.
Crusader Kings?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it. I just never played it, and I was like, I want to. And maybe instead of rereading it, I'll just play the game and remember. Oh, I remember that. Oh, I remember that.
I
Yeah.
found at Half Price Books, like the flagship store in North Dallas, I found a like role playing game from A Column of Fire, and I almost bought it. And I kind of wish I had, but I was like, no, I mean, like, who am I going to play this with? Like, this is a waste of money. But nowadays, I do tend to sometimes just buy things just to have them.
Yeah, that's
But
wow. I've never heard of that.
yeah, let me look it up.
That
Um,
would be interesting because it's like, well, Ken Follett describes Column of Fire like Elizabethan James
mhm.
Bond. That's
Let's
if
see. Wow, there's many uh several YouTube videos about it.
oh, I'll have to
Um
look that up.
yeah, A Column of Fire board game by Ken Follett and Cosmos. Strategy game experience for 2 players, 12 and above. To focus on strategy and suspense, players must outwit their opponent to achieve victory. Interesting.
Although I would not say a 12-year-old should read that book.
Heck no, no. Maybe not even a 16-year-old.
Yeah, 18 and up.
Yeah. And those books have actually, so I think this might be a good talking point. A lot of the Pillars of the Earth specifically, but I mean, this is in all his books basically, has been challenged, which is like the first step of banning in the state of Texas for, sexual nature and specifically violence towards women. And Ken Follett seems to be obsessed with that. There has been some kind of violence towards women in every single one of his books I've read, except for the Stonehenge one. Well, no,
not yet. You're not done yet. Not done yet.
No, there was the woman was forced into a marriage and to sleep with a guy she doesn't want. So yeah, that's technically rape, but it's not like what we see in the other books. But get out. Thank you. Sorry, got interrupted.
Have a guest appearance.
I told them to stay out. Okay. But so where was I? Yeah, so especially in the Kingsbridge ones, it almost feels like he uses that as a plot device to get us to care about the women instead of their personality.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, it's an easy crutch to use.
It really is. And with his characters, I would call them likable. Well,
some of them.
Sympathetic, there's a difference between sympathetic and likable and interesting. So they definitely fall on the interesting side. And he's got especially the Merlin and Karis love story. I did not want them to be together. I've really only rooted for one Ken Follett couple. These two people hate each other, but they're in love. And that might not be too unrealistic. I feel like I know people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
which couple did you root for? Was it in Calm of Fire?
Yeah, take a guess. Take a guess.
I'm guessing it was Ned and who's his first wife?
Sylvie. You're right. Yeah, that was the one I was rooting for. Ned and Sylvie. Yeah, until Sylvie took a tumble.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a big moment. I really didn't like it. There's another moment like that where a couple that I liked together. Huh?
Who was Ned's second wife? His true love from the very beginning. Marjorie.
Yeah.
Marjorie.
Yeah. And it was her brother that was involved in the incident. And
they still, well, if you know Follet, they end up at the end anyways. If they love each other in the beginning, they're gonna end up at the end. That's the formula. I'm like, I just roll my eyes at that. But his characters in the setting and the events that happen, the historical events that happen, that's why I really enjoyed reading them. Not for the love story plot. Like I know they're gonna get together. Okay, exactly. How are they gonna get together?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But there's another moment like that, like Sylvie's tumble in Winter of the World, where it's a couple I was rooting for, and she gets killed at Pearl Harbor. And I wanted to throw my iPad at the wall. Spoiler right there, big spoiler. But as soon as they got on that plane to Hawaii, I knew she was dead. But it was I was actually reading that. What?
Don't go there.
No, it was they're on their way to Pearl Harbor. Hey, don't forget, we're gonna have lunch. We're gonna have breakfast on the Arizona tomorrow. And I was like, that's a bad decision. And she didn't make it. She didn't make it out. She got shot in the shoulder blade, which I didn't know there was the collarbone. So evidently there's an artery there, and that's how that one died. But I was just was so mad because Pearl Harbor still is it's not as potent as 9/11, but it's still a very sensitive situation in the U.S. And there's this Welsh guy killing one of our favorite American characters at Pearl Harbor, and it's come on. Pearl Harbor is not just a plot device to kill off a woman.
Well, for Follett, anything is a plot device to kill off a woman.
There you go. Anything. But, yeah. So Kingsbridge, I think, is probably the best starting place for Follett. I led another person into the Ken Follett sphere, and I believe the first one he read was Fall of Giants, which is not a bad place to start with Follett. That's the first of the Century trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And then his first Kingsbridge book that he read was The Evening and the Morning.
Oh,
And
I don't
but
know if
he
I would have.
also went into it not knowing it was a prequel.
Oh,
I was
okay,
like, okay,
okay.
so this is like the worst place to start ever, especially if you don't know it's a prequel. Like
Yeah.
that is like a true prequel. And I guess for Ken Follett it is kind of novella size.
Oh,
But
yeah. Yeah.
so it only spans 10 years when his other spans. I have a few things to say about that too, because I think it's interesting the way it does that, and that spanning years, it doesn't really span those years. It just kind of jumps in and out of the characters' lives. Like we'll
Yeah.
get a section that takes place over like a year and a half, and then it'll skip forward like 15 years, and that section will take place over the course of like 2 weeks, and then it'll skip forward, and then okay, this takes place over like 5 years. And so one of the reasons I actually really liked some things, so that's one of the things I like more about the Century trilogy is the pacing. It's not as jarring and just bizarre in a way. But so The Evening and the Morning only spans 10 years. It's only like 700 pages as opposed to between 900 and 1500, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. World Without End is definitely the longest. And I think that one's about 1500, maybe 1200, something like that. It's over
Yeah.
1,000, and then Pillars of the Earth is like right at 1,000,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the Armor of Light is like almost
It's
900 or something. That one
yeah.
was fairly small,
Yeah.
and then this
Yeah.
one right here, Circle of Days, is about 600 or 600. I don't know. It does
It's a
not
short
get in.
story.
It's a medium size, so 688, and the font. I know it's there. You go. You can see the font's pretty big.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's really not that long. It's just taken me forever because we got Wiley and the Hairy Man going, and my students can't like lock it. And today we were painting props and stuff. I still got paint on my hand from
Oh, very
the past. It
nice.
will not come off, and it's like camo hands. But yeah, but so
I will say, like, the books do feel, not only are they massive tomes, but they feel like you're taking on a grand adventure. Like it feels like you have traveled, you spent a lifetime with these characters. That's really
yeah.
essentially what you're doing, and it feels like that. I mean, especially I'll harp on World Without End, because it takes place during the 100 Years' War between France and England, and it starts a little bit before. Is it before 100 Years' War, or is it in the middle? Yeah, a little bit before. Yeah, because
it starts.
Ralph becomes a nobleman who goes over and fights at Cressy. The Cressy is the beginning. Yeah, yeah. So
I think it starts
Ralph,
in like 1337 or something.
yeah, because you had Isabella and Mortimer got overthrown, and Edward the Third is
Edward
on.
the Second, yeah, is overthrown.
Yeah,
and it starts with like them all hearing the rumor that he's dead.
Yes, yeah. So,
and I will say that has one of the best literary twists I've ever read. Like the slog is so worth it. Like you said, you saw it coming. I did not see it coming at all.
I was going to ask you about that again because I wanted you to clarify, make sure I understood what you thought was what you're talking about, the twist. It's about the knight. I just at the very beginning, he's wounded, and then he has a secret letter he buries with Merthin.
Merthin sees it, yeah.
Yeah, and Merthin's the only witness because what's his name? What is that knight's name? I want to say
Brother
Anthony.
Thomas.
Thomas. Is it Thomas?
Yeah, it's Thomas. He joins the monastery and becomes Brother Thomas.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's the knight. He's running. I knew he was a special person because he was running from, I can't remember, but I knew who he was.
Yeah, he was running away from, I guess, Edward II's army after he was overthrown.
I thought he was running away from Isabella's men, the Queen's men.
Yeah, the Queen's men.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he had information about something, I forget. You
Oh, about
find out
Edward
at
the
the end.
Second.
It was about Edward the Second?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. And then, so you haven't seen the miniseries of World Without End. I rewatched it and I remember it being really, really bad. And I rewatched it recently and it wasn't that bad, but it wasn't great. Like the miniseries of The Pillars of the Earth is stellar.
yeah,
Cinematically, it is beautiful. It is well paced. There's a through line in it that is not in the book, which is, I mean, like the mystery of Jack's father. Like we know Jack's father is not around. He was killed in some mysterious way,
yeah,
but that's not like an overarching conflict throughout all of Pillars of the Earth the way it is um the way it is in the miniseries. Who is this guy? I think he's fun. But
oh yeah, Soylent, he's a good chap.
but so it's a very overarching conflict is in every single moment is somehow affected by that instance of his father's mysterious death.
Yeah,
And it took out everything that made the novel too long because there were parts that we just like didn't need to know about, like the bear fight, describing in great detail the bear baiting, which I'm sure he did it to show like the brutality of the time, but it's like I don't want to hear about bears fighting a dog. Like this is not interesting. Like get to
yeah,
the interesting parts.
yeah.
And in the mini series, they just like show it happening, and then it moves on to the very important plot point that comes after it. When
You have to jog my memory. What happens after the bear fight?
Tom Builder dies, it's when
Oh my
they're
gosh.
it's when they're attacked by William's people.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's a huge point,
I
and
that was a shock. I did not see that coming. I thought we were going to
no,
be with Tom to the very end, and then
you would think, yeah.
that's a giant spoiler. That should be
Well,
a
of course it
spoiler.
is. Hey, by the way, Ned Stark dies too.
Well,
But
but I was
sorry.
like, "Oh, wow. He went there. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow."
Yep.
Like that was one of the times in all of my reading, like I've been generally surprised, like, no way. Oh
I knew
wow,
it
he's
happened before I read it because I heard my mom talking to my dad about it. And my mom was like, I was reading Pillars of the Earth and Tom Builder just died. And my dad was like, yeah. She goes, well, he's the main character. My dad goes, is he? It's like, yeah. And
what
also, one thing we haven't mentioned is that Ken Follett writes from multiple points of view.
yeah, yeah. Was it limited third person?
Yeah, it's limited third person,
Yeah.
which
That's what
works.
everyone does.
Yeah,
Nothing
past
special.
tense.
It works.
Mm-hmm. And it's
Yeah.
past tense too. I'm starting to really like limited third and present tense. A lot of historical fiction books are getting written that way now.
Is that like what Philippa Gregory does
She
in the
does first though, like
Oh,
present tense. Like in the White Queen, that's first
yeah.
person present, so everything's happening
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
But replace I with she, and then that would be first person or third person present tense. So Wolf Hall
Oh,
is written
okay.
like that.
Okay, yeah.
I used to really have a problem with historical fiction books written in first person present tense because it was like, okay, this is a historical fiction book, which means it takes place in the past, yet they're telling it as it's happening now. Where
Yeah.
is the story coming from?
I
And
know.
it's like
That's
this huge
yeah.
existential crisis. And I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, fine, you got to back off. You are making too much out of this. It's starting to
That's
become like the is cereal soup conversation, or is a hot dog a sandwich? And if you want to go to another one, if this book takes place in prehistoric times, is it really historical fiction?
It's prehistorical fiction.
It's prehistorical fiction. There you go.
Yeah. Well, something about Pillars of the Earth, which after Jack takes over building the cathedral, he adds on to the cathedral. He adds like the flying buttresses or something. It makes it bigger.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. That's all. Okay, it's cool because he wanted to add it. Well, then in World Without End, Follett uses that and says that because he added on, it actually caused the crack in the foundation, and
Yeah.
and he had to go dig and fix the foundation, and they're like, wow, I wonder, I bet.
He
Huh,
said he did not plan to write a sequel, so don't go there.
I know, but I was like,
Yeah,
wow, that's ingenious. As my author brain, I'm thinking, oh, what
yeah.
I've written a story, what can I use? I wrote this here. Let me have it
Mhm.
have an effect over here, and
Yeah.
like that stood out to me. I was like, I think because I read them or listened to them back to back, I was like,
Mhm.
oh,
I read
Jack's
them back to
not
back too.
perfect. Jack's
Yeah.
not perfect. He messed up.
Oh, Jack is, Jack's not that bad. I don't have that much of a problem with Jack now that I think about it. It's
He's
really,
better than Merthin. I'll say
yes,
that.
Merthin is an idiot. I hate Merthin so much. Like, just epic fail. I liked Ned. Ned was all right. He was a little boring. He's the main character in A
Column of
Column of
Fire.
Fire.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't remember. Okay, we remember Kit. Kit was a little weird in the
Oh
Armor
yeah.
of Light. Yeah. But there was that other guy, remember, who that one lady came over and like seduced him, but like in a fake way so that she could have a baby because her husband was sterile. I can't remember his name. Like, ugh, I'm gonna have to look it up.
What
Is
book
that an
is that from?
embarrass?
No,
What?
I'm just trying to remember. I don't.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna look
Which
up.
one is that from? What book is that
Oh, the
from?
Armor of Light.
Oh well, that's
Yeah, that's probably why you don't remember. So let's see.
that's my weakest one in the series,
That
in
one
my
really is
opinion.
the worst one, and I will say that. All right, so it's not Kit, who I think was meant to be the main character. I
Yeah, Kit. That wouldn't have
think
worked
it
on
was.
Kit.
I think it was Amos. That's the name that was like on the tip of my tongue. Um, and yeah, okay, Amos Verifield. It says he's the lead protagonist. Okay, I thought it was Kit, but again, with Follett, you never know. So
Yeah.
yeah. So it says Amos Barrowfield, born 1773, an outputter for the family clothier business, a Methodist and Sunday school teacher, and one of the least promiscuous characters Follett has ever written about. His characters are very, very sexually motivated and just oversexed,
Oh, and
really.
also Philip.
Fit with him too, yeah. There's
Philip.
some joke whereas like he wouldn't be able to impregnate a woman if he dropped him into a bucket of horrors or something.
Oh, he went. Yeah. If he.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was funny.
Yeah.
From Ellen. I like
Yeah.
Ellen. Ellen's funny.
Yes.
Except when she peed on the Bible. That was gross.
Yeah. I was like, oh.
And like women bladders, like we don't I don't know. You always see in movies like guys being able to just like urinate whenever they want. Like it doesn't really work like that for ladies. Like yeah, a
No.
lot of the female that Follett describes just doesn't work like that. Like, no. So Follett, and oh my god, okay, maybe going a little too far, but I gotta mention this. We were talking about female in A Column of Fire, the queen, who couldn't get pregnant by her husband. It was because she said something about his thing being short and fat and not going in far enough. So the doctor had to break her membrane, which doesn't exist, by the way. This does not exist, with a special instrument. And then she was finally able to get pregnant. I think historically it was that, like, this is known, like the king could not get her pregnant. But I think it was due to, like, I that disease that uncircumcised men get. And then they circumcised
I
him
don't.
and he was able to have a baby. So, like,
No.
yes, weird history. History is weird, but Follett somehow found a way to make that history weirder.
He had to put it in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I actually read a book this year. The Four Princes. It's Henry VIII, Francis the First, Suleiman the Magnificent, and Henry V of the Holy Roman Empire. And it's how they all interconnect, and that sort of overlapped with Column of Fire. I was like, because they're talking about was it the king of France before Francis, where he was jousting, and he 1 in a million chance the lance split and went right through his visor.
Right into his eye, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which king it was.
Or was that his brother? But I know that that scene is in that book. I remember that because he's talking to his mistress right in front of the queen and out and no one cared, and it's like, oh my gosh, why are you doing this? I just remember that. And then he gets killed. And
Yeah.
and then I also remember from that book the was it Mary, Queen of Scots, her first husband, they had to consummate and everyone's watching them.
Yes,
And it's like,
yes.
here,
Oh my gosh,
let's just
yes.
have a fake bag of blood to show that
Yes, a
it's been
bladder that she put inside her. Yes, I remember that. And that chapter opened up like with Allison, which was that even a name back then?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's one of the most modern names ever.
Yeah.
But Allison, the first line in that chapter was Allison had just finished shaving Mary's underarms or something. It was like, why? Like this thing with body hair. He has a thing with body hair. He really does. He goes into great detail to talk about especially the hair on women's legs. Like Merthin's describing how the hair on is this character named Elizabeth, who's like his rebound from Karis. Well, he has like two of them. There's Philippa and there's this one. So this one wanted him,
that's
and
right.
she's like,
yeah,
Philippa.
Philippa.
And so this Elizabeth woman is like trying to seduce him, and he's looking at her silhouette in the firelight, and he mentions that the hair on her legs was so like blonde you almost couldn't see it. Why is that what you pay attention to? It's just bizarre, but those are the things I love.
Well, love and hate, love to make to like why to like
But
yeah, I just remember Philippa because Ralph wanted Philippa because Ralph was squire to Philippa's husband, who was he's the not the king,
Lord Roland
of Shirey, right?
Yeah, the Earl of Shiring.
And so they're related or descendants of Eliana from the Pillars of the Earth. And so I like how that I like the little callbacks like that you recognize. Oh, I remember that, but it's not essential to the story. But I mean, Ralph was in love with Philippa, and then he finally gets Philippa, but it's not as good as he thought it would be. And then Philippa and Merthin, which are Ralph and Merthin are brothers. And now Eskimo brothers because Philippa gets Merthin gets Philippa pregnant, but Ralph thinks it's his, and they're at the end of the book, Philippa and Merthin are looking at each other. Should we tell him? No, he doesn't need to know. It's like, oh my.
Oh, Cameron you just blitzed out there too. So
that's how I felt. I was listening to it, and I'm just like, I just want those moments where you like
doesn't like Karis put in her opinion too in that scene?
I don't know.
Like just to show the readers that she knows. Like I feel like that's what that was.
Maybe she thinks she's like, he looks like Merthin.
No, she put in her opinion. I feel like I really remember this. Again, this is a book that's like way overdue for a reread. Yeah. But it's like she's standing back, they're talking to each other. They're like coming to the end of the conversation, and then Karis is like, I agree. Or something. It's like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And talking about rereading, I was going to reread it for this stream.
Yeah, you said you started.
Yeah, I started. I got about when I'm listening to about 4 hours in, and I got to a scene where I was like, I know exactly what happens. I know everything that's going to happen. I don't need to know anymore. I don't want to know it anymore. Like, I don't want to re-listen to this all over again because I know exactly.
It is a chunker, but I would say it pays off in the end, big time.
Yeah, and it's not. That's not. I think it's because I read it so close. Like I only read it a couple years ago. Like it needs more time. I need to forget stuff because I haven't forgot it. Like I remember, like I remember like when these two characters meet, I immediately remember everything that happens and how they get like okay.
Yeah,
definitely. But it's still like I still think about scenes from A World Without End, especially when they're in France with Ralph and the Battle of Crécy, and just and then he so he's growing up in England, then he goes to war in France, and he comes back to England. He's an outlaw, and he comes back, and again it's just up and down. It's like that. I think I enjoyed Ralph's story, but obviously Ralph's a horrible character. But I still think it was a good adventure tale
Oh
for,
yeah,
a
yeah.
villain.
And
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the events in Ken Follett books too, I don't know why they happen. Like Ralph's wife Tilly, he stabs her in the heart and tries to burn her
Oh,
body.
that was crazy.
But
Yeah.
it's like, why? Like, why did this need to happen for your story?
He had to get Tilly out of the way so he could marry Philippa. Duh. Come
Oh,
on. That's
okay.
why. That's why he was he in debt or something? And Tilly was like, she was the perfect little wife, and then he wasn't happy because he wanted Philippa. He couldn't.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Makes a little more sense.
yeah.
But I remember reading that and it was like this big moment. And then I was like, okay,
I think
what
wasn't
was the
Merthin
point of that?
trying? She was going down the stairs and where the fire was,
Yeah.
and
And Mervyn
Ralph
tried to
Ralph
save her
yeah, and then
and
Ralph
they got
came.
out just in time. But then Karis was like, oh, wait, no, she's been stabbed in the heart.
Yeah, and then Ralph was one of the henchmen was going to kill Merthin, but then Ralph's like,
Ralph
no,
stopped him. Yeah.
stop them. But Merthin
Yeah. And
witnessed the
Mervyn
note.
noticed that because Ralph
Yeah,
had like lost 3 fingers in the war.
yeah,
Mervyn noticed that he had a mitten on.
yeah.
Yeah. Even though they didn't talk, Ralph still didn't let that happen. I don't know. You want to talk
Because
about
he
that?
always looked up. He always looked up to Merthin because Merthin's the older brother, but he's
Yeah.
smaller and not as. He's more mechanically inclined, not knight warrior material like Ralph was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's. I don't know. You want to talk about the scene at his apprentices or at his that one?
Is that the scene where
Yeah.
what was her
Their friend
name?
Griselda.
Drizelda. That
Oh my
name
god.
just Drizelda. Yeah, when Merthin just gives in to her wiles, can't help himself.
She got him in her spider's web.
Just the end. I listened to that.
Listening to that was not fun.
I
That
started
was
laughing.
yeah.
Especially at the end
Yeah.
where Merthin's like, "Oh no!"
Yeah. I
He
wish
says
I
it
was
out loud.
dead.
What have I done? Yeah,
Yeah.
drama. It's
Yes.
drama.
Melodrama, but I
Yeah,
mean, I just feel like as an author, he does lack a decent amount of self-awareness because I feel like he thinks he's doing this big, grand, literary like masterpiece, and it's like, no, dude, you're writing a soap opera. And
yeah.
he has no
That's.
idea.
I was just thinking, it's like daytime TV.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
or
say
more like
it's
I would say more
trash.
like a reality show.
Yeah, I
In a
wouldn't
way,
say.
it really does feel like a reality show. Like, not really about anything other than just these weird people being weird.
It was a
You
weird
know?
time. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I also some positive is like the Ken Follett does a really good job making it seem like the issues that these characters face, they're not world ending. You know, if they don't fall in love, okay, the world's going to continue on. You know, the stakes aren't world ending, but he makes it seem like it is these characters, their worlds will end. Like he makes day-to-day issues, challenges seem like they're the end of the world. I think that, it's just, oh, we didn't get the contract if we don't get the contract to build this part of the cathedral, well, it's the end of the world, when really it's
Yeah.
not. But
No.
he does a good job of making it seem like it is, and I think that's a pro in my book.
Yeah.
Just so, oh, we don't get the stone, we didn't get the contract, we're not a borough, we got to get a charter borough.
Yeah,
So
a borough charter.
It's stuff like that where it's like, okay, it's not the end of the world, but.
So do you have a favorite line from a book? Because I do, and it's not a book you would expect.
A favorite line.
I feel like I've told you it before.
I think so
when
too. I think we talked about this before. A cute line is when Jack is and Philip are talking in Pillars of the Earth, and Jack's little, and Philip's sending him away, or Philip's going away, and he's like, I can count to 7, because he's saying, you need to go to school so you can learn your numbers. I can count 1, 2, 3. Can you count to 11? 11? A beloved.
I
Oh, that's
don't
good.
remember that part. The part
Yeah.
about Pillars of the Earth I remember is the skull gets destroyed, and the guy's like, "Just take one from the crypt," and Philip's just like,
Oh yeah.
"Okay." Like, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Like, what else are we gonna do? But no, my favorite line is from The Evening in the Morning, and he says one of the characters. It's the bad guy who I think is named Winston. Winston with a Y,
They all
Winston.
have W's
Yep,
in that book.
yep, yeah. So I'm pretty sure his name was Winston. God knows how it's actually pronounced,
Yeah.
but he's talking to either his brother or his mom or something, and they're just scheming like they do. And she goes, "I'm worried about this." He goes, "I'm more worried about the Norman bitch," talking about
Oh
Ragnar.
yeah.
When I read that, I was like, yes, I wanted to make that my Twitter banner, but obviously I can't. Those of you watching, you probably know why that's funny, but well, maybe a couple people don't know why I love that line so much, but it's okay. My last name is Norman. That's why I loved it.
I like Philip in Pillars of the Earth
Mhm.
when William is rampaging through Kingsbridge the first time, and
Mhm.
he's just
The first time.
yeah. Philip comes out, and he's just like, "On your knees,"
Yes. Yeah.
and he just keeps repeating that, "On your knees." And that was good.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about the endings because we're almost at an hour here. And I know it's late over there for you, so maybe we'll just take these last 5 or 6 minutes. Um, we'll definitely stream about this again, but I'm incredibly tired and I had been running a low grade fever earlier, so I'm getting a
Oh,
little
that's the
loopy.
worst.
And
Yeah.
we've been going for an hour. It's getting late, so the way Ken Follett ends his novels. Maybe let's have you just talk about that a little bit.
Oh, which it's everything is hunky dory. It's happy. It's yay. The bad guys lost and the good guys won, and they got together and they love each other and they lived happily ever after.
And that's cathartic to a lot of people, you know? And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, everything usually does work out in the end unless your wife falls off a building.
Well,
But
then
then,
no, you just
you find
marry.
another wife
Yeah,
and
you
it's
marry your
okay.
original sweetheart.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like a lot of them end on very strange notes. I loved the ending to A Column of Fire
Yeah.
where
Yes. Yeah. I know.
the
Yeah.
the like great grandson or whatever leaves on the Mayflower.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's why I very much just did not want another Kingsbridge book. I was like, this is such a good ending.
Yeah.
I really like the ending to World Without End too, when they're on the top and Merlin had carved the angel in Karis's image.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, and she's looking out over Kingsbridge and she sees the descendant of her like cousin's cat or something. And it's just a very peaceful ending. The ending to Pillars of the Earth was strange. It's Prior Philip about to beat the crap out of Henry II.
Oh yeah. That.
It's like, okay.
Yeah. I was thinking Jack's ending with Ileana and their daughter and.
Yeah, but that's,
Yeah.
yeah.
But then, yeah, I actually really like. I am
We
I
lost you
frozen?
again.
I'm
I
back.
actually really like, and then
I actually really like that ending because it's different than all the other ones, and it
it
sets
is.
up like the world will not be the same after this. Yeah, and
After you beat the king, like,
yeah. After all, it was symbolic. He wasn't like they didn't actually hurt him. They just like because all of them are standing in a row because after Henry II's won't someone rid me of this priest? Talking about Thomas Becket,
yeah,
and which that's a whole
yeah,
story in and of itself.
yeah,
If just the
yeah.
real life event that happened,
Mhm.
the Archbishop of Canterbury, and how they actually were friends and they grew up together, and then he's
Some stuff happened.
yeah, and so then Henry
Yeah.
didn't really
This is why we
want him
reread because I
killed.
did not pick up on that at all when I
Yeah,
actually finished that book as I was working at the furniture store. And I'm reading it on my phone and I was like telling all my coworkers about like what was happening. So we had a desk and I was just like reading it under my desk on like boring days because it's retail, come and go.
yeah,
And I explained mostly I just shared a bunch of the weird lines and the sexual encounters with my friends. And they're like, "What? You like this?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's good." And like the part I read out loud, the part where Aliena like was about to resort to be a prostitute, which happens twice in Ken Follett books. Sylvie was going to be a prostitute too, but they decide out of it. And the madam was like, "Well, I can tell you're not a virgin. That's okay. They don't last anyway." And it's like, but so some of his characters are quite awesome, and some of them are just weird in not a good way, and some of them are weird in a good way.
Yeah.
But I've said World Without End is overdue for a reread. Pillars of the Earth is one I've already read twice, so I need to read World Without End again before I read Pillars of the Earth.
Yeah.
And Pillars of the Earth, I mean, Merlin, I'm like okay with, even though I hate him and he's an idiot. I really don't like Tom Builder. I may dislike him more than I dislike Merthin, because Merthin's really easy to hate on and roast, whereas Tom Builder, I don't feel like he's more bad in a nuanced way, as opposed to Merthin just being a complete loser.
Yeah, he's not as, I want to say dumb. He's not adult. Like Merthin's like the genius dolt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Tom Builder is like, he knows how to get things done, but he doesn't always do the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this has been fun, and happy Halloween to everyone.
Yeah.
It's 11 p.m. over in Cameron's neck of the woods.
Yeah.
And I want to go to sleep now.
Me too.
And I'm sure he does too. So I will see you. I will talk to you, Cameron, and I will see all of my wonderful YouTube people eventually. Yep. So let's end the stream with the wave.
See ya.